Love you guys. You guys ready to take this? Who's ready to win an election? Win this thing, all right? We're ready for you. We love you guys. I like this. Is that Macklemore? We had a white rapper show up supporting Kamala Harris, but it's a different one. He's actually one of the better ones this time. So, are we ready to win an election? We're going to win this thing big time. I hope when we wake up on November 6th, the Democrats this time around finally learn the lesson they should have a long time ago, which is identity politics never works in America, all right? If you select somebody for their race and their gender, you always get a disastrous candidate. And this time, for once, I'm actually talking about Tim Walz, okay? Not even, it doesn't work in any given direction. Now, it's not just Donald Trump we got to send back to the White House. That's why we're here today, okay? First of all, we got to send Donald Trump back to the White House. Arizona's going to be the state that does it. You guys ready to send him back? We're in the middle of a war in this country, and I don't say this lightly. I don't use that word lightly. Our enemy is not our fellow citizen. Our enemy is an ideology. And we have a choice to make. Either we believe in group quotas or we believe in merit. You cannot have both. Either you believe in free speech or you believe in censorship. You cannot have both. Either you believe in American exceptionalism, that this is the greatest country. We need a decisive majority in the U.S. Senate as well. And that is why I'm asking you to send Kari Lake to represent the state of Arizona in the U.S. Senate as your next senator from this state. You're going to hear from her in a second. Fear of being sued. By the way, it's happened to Kari Lake. It's happened to Donald Trump. If you're going to be afraid of that, well, you know what? You can put a little R after your name, but you're not doing much good for the country. But if you want to save this country, it's going to take not just fear, it's going to take an epidemic of courage. And courage is contagious, too. We just need more people to actually stand up and show it, especially in Washington, D.C. And that's the kind of leader Kari Lake is going to be. I believe that. And we're doing it for the next generation, too. A lot of our founding fathers, they weren't that much older than most of you in this audience. Alexander Hamilton was maybe 21, 22 years old at the time he helped birth a new nation. Thomas Jefferson was 33 when he signed the whole Declaration of Independence that set the ball game into motion. There were 56 of these guys who signed the Declaration. What happened to them? We don't often pause to ask. 12 of them had their homes ransacked and burned to the ground by the British until their deaths. 5 of them were captured and tortured by the British until their deaths. 9 of them died in the American Revolution. 3 more of them had their own kids die in the American Revolution. They didn't do it for them. They did it for us so we could be here 250 years later enjoying the blessings of liberty in the greatest nation known to the history of mankind. We refuse to be the generation that now squanders it. Yes, we are a nation in decline. Just wake up and look around, guys. It isn't the America that we used to know and love as the shining city on a hill. We are a nation in decline, but it does not have to stay that way. I believe we still can be a nation in our ascent, a nation whose best days, and I don't mean this in some fake politician way, I mean this in a true way, a nation whose best days are actually still ahead of us. A country where we will look our kids in the eye and mean it when we tell them you get ahead in the United States of America with your own hard work, your own commitment, your own dedication. And that you know what? You are free to speak your mind at every step of the way. That is the American dream. That's what we need to revive. And as conservatives, let me tell you this. November 5th that's coming up, that is not the destination. That is the start line. That is the start line for our own new agenda that we're taking. I met a man just shortly before this event. I don't know if he's still here. Is Matt Waltz still here? There you are, my man. First of all, I knew he was a good man because he's wearing, we got the black MAGA thing going on. I'm a big fan. Dark MAGA. He's got gold MAGA going on. It's a pretty good hat. You can't see it in the dark. But Matt, just, I hope you don't mind me just sharing your story. Businessman, successful leader. He's helped support great political causes, helping support Kari Lake. But he was telling me about something that had nothing to do with politics, actually. It's in the state of Arizona. People should know about it. It's called New Freedom. Was that the name of it, Matt? New Freedom. I want everybody to know about this, right? This is something every conservative should support. Kari Lake supports it. It's a nonprofit, has nothing to do with politics. But he takes the time and effort to make sure people who have done their time, who have actually been convicted but also served their time are able to actually become productive citizens in this state of Arizona. We don't want, after you've served your time, after you've done the maximum penalty that you've been put in prison for, it's not in anybody's interest to have them go back and serve more time in prison. And this man, has, despite his successful business career, has taken time out of his busy schedule to found a nonprofit that's effectively become quasi his day job. That's what we stand for as conservatives. It's not just that we're running from something. We're running to something. We're running back to our vision of what it means to be American. I want to give that man a round of applause, first of all. Matt, thank you. We just met 10 minutes ago, right before this, but the beautiful thing, the extraordinary thing about your story, and I think this is true, and I mean this as a compliment to you, but also to our country. The extraordinary thing about Matt's story is that it's not unusual in America, actually. You see, this is the country where you can achieve the maximum of your God-given potential, but you do it not just for yourself, but for a cause bigger than yourself, and especially to the young people in the audience. See, I was the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. I was 37 when I ran. I appreciate that. Thank you. We'll see. We got a victory to ensure in 12 days first. But I'll tell you, what's going on with our generation, my generation, millennials, cynical. We grew up into the 2008 financial crisis. I got my first job in 2007 in New York City in the financial sector, right on the eve of the 2008 crisis. A lot of my fellow classmates still haven't paid off their college debts. We're told if you become a gender studies major in California, somehow that's going to get you a head start on the American dream. It didn't work out that way. You got the Iraq War to go along with it, which brought to you by not just Democrats but Republicans too. The Afghan overstay, the $35 trillion national debt that frankly has fallen on your shoulders, not the politicians who are in D.C. Yes, we have every reason to be cynical about our country, but at the same time, it's the last best hope that we have. We're hungry for purpose and meaning. We're all hungry to be part of something bigger than ourselves. It's staring us in the face. It's that we are citizens of this nation, citizens of the United States of America, not some nebulous global citizen fighting climate change somewhere, but a citizen of this nation, and that means something to us. Less than 16% of Gen Z even says they're proud to be American. We got a 25% recruitment deficit in our own U.S. military. This isn't sustainable. It doesn't work for our country unless every one of you is willing to make a sacrifice and stand for it in our hour of need. When you're the only person in a room who believes what you do, stand up and say it. Say it with a spine. Say it with conviction. Say it with respect. But part of respect is that you respect your neighbor enough to tell him what you actually think, not some fake, woke-washed version of it. That's how we get our country back. By the way, that's what Kari Lake's going to do up and down Washington, D.C. She's done it already in her run for governor. She's done it now in her run for the Senate, and she's going to do it as your next senator from this state. That's why I'm here for her. But it's not just going to be Donald Trump who saves this country from the White House. It's not even just going to be Kari Lake who does it from the U.S. Senate. If we want to save the country, it's not a one-man or one-woman job. It's going to be, if we're going to be saved, it's going to be because we save ourselves. I want every one of you to go home tonight and ask yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, what is that unique God-given gift that each of you has? I know every one of you has it. It's not the same as the person standing next to you, but every one of you has your own unique God-given gift. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, in the next 10 days, how are you going to use that God-given gift to do what is right for our country, who demands it of you in our hour of need? And if you do, then we will no longer be this nation in decline. We don't have to be at the end of ancient Rome. We still can be on our way up. A nation still young, actually. Still on our way to that shining city on a hill. Yes, I believe that exists. Still the country where we are proud as our founders were of the American dream. The country where you can speak your mind freely while putting food on the dinner table. Where you get the American dream and the First Amendment at the same time. That is the America we know. That is what won us the American Revolution. And that is what is going to win us the revolution of 2024 in just 11 days ahead of us, guys. So you get this done. And with that, I want you to let her hear it. Bring out on stage your next senator from the state of Arizona, a woman who we all admire, love, and she's going to tear up Washington, D.C. Kari Lake, get on out here. You got a bunch of people waiting to greet you. Let's get out here. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em What do we have?
Coming live from the VIP, heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got
get it going.
free. That other rapper got
Who wants some hats?
Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now. Raws don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, strippers getting naked before I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall in the shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lack down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out.
Whoa!
All right, she's going to tear it up. Send her there. Kari, you ready to do this?
Thank you so much, Vivek. Hey, everybody say thank you to Vivek Ramaswamy. What a hero.
We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Send her in.
Let's send him off with applause because he's going to go spend the night with his family. Tomorrow, he's coming back on the campaign trail. Thank you for everything you're doing for me, for President Trump, and for America First Patriots around the country. Give it a big hand for Vivek. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Kari.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you, Vivek. ASU, how are you doing tonight? How much are you ready for a change? I hope so. No more masks, no more forced vax, no more government telling you what you can say, what you can do. Have you noticed that they're more concerned about you having Zyn than the fentanyl coming across our border? Honest to God, they want to ban Zyn, Chuck Schumer and my opponent, but they don't want to do a darn thing about the fentanyl pouring across our border. Are you guys okay with that? I'm not. Here you go. We're not going to ban Zyn, but we are going to ban fentanyl. We're going to ban that weapon of mass destruction coming across our border. And we're tired of this government that is working so hard to try to bring us down, to tear us down, to take our rights away. You know that right now, our Bill of Rights is right now on the chopping block with these people. They are coming after your First Amendment rights. How many of you feel like you can speak freely without being attacked on campus, without being called a racist or whatever they're going to try to call you? How many of you feel like the First Amendment is completely strong right now? Yeah, did they take down Joe Rogan? Are you kidding me? I'm just hearing that right now. Did they take down Joe Rogan and Trump? On YouTube? Are you kidding me? This is outrageous, guys. Guys, if we don't stand up in the next 11 days and vote like your lives depend on it, we're done. Listen, I'm a middle-aged mom. I did not hear, that's the first I've heard that, guys. You just broke news to me. That scares me. I'm scared for you. I'm standing here. I want to lift you up right now, but I'm really nervous about your future. I'm in this not because it's fun, because they drag me down. I had 20 hit pieces on the in the Arizona Republic in like 3 days. 20 hit pieces in a row. And I don't care what they say. They can call me a monster. If I'm a monster fighting for my kids. I'm fighting for your generation. We've got to save you guys. But honest to God, if we don't get out there and vote and save this country and get Donald Trump in and get America First Patriots like Kari Lake for U.S. Senate, you're not going to have the freedoms. You're not going to have this country. And I'm really worried about you. And so I'm asking all of you, how many of you have 10 friends? All right, that's not bad. All right, let's change it up a little bit. How many of you have 5 friends? All right, we're getting there. Who's got 3 friends? You've got 3. You better have 3. We need more than 3 votes for you. How many of you have 1 friend? There's always that one who's got 1 friend. All right, if you've got 1 friend or 10 friends, in the next 11 days, you've got to reach out and talk to them. You've got to vote early. We cannot wait until Election Day, guys. How many of you, this is your first time voting? Oh my gosh, keep your hands up. This is amazing. Wait, keep your hands up. You guys are voting in the most historic election in this entire history of our country. You're voting in the most historic election. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for our country. I know the people are with us. The biggest lie is that we're 50-50. First of all, you're not listening to the mainstream media, right? You're not tuning into CNN, are you? I don't think so. You're not tuning into MSDNC, right? You're probably not even tuning into Fox or the local stations. That's not where you're getting your information online. And you got to be very discerning about where the information is coming from. This country is so united. I'm going to tell you this because I've been around for 55 years. I've never seen our country more united. Democrats, independents, and Republicans are united to save our country. Do you know that? They want us to think that it's Democrats versus Republicans. Well, the Democrats are coming over to the America First side. That's a true story. Where? Where's a Democrat? Right there. We got a welcome in. Woo! How many of you used to be Democrat, used to be anti-Trump? Wow, look at this. Keep your hands up. How many of you were brainwashed into being anti-Trump? Raise your hands. This is amazing, and you're no longer brainwashed. You've woken up. And they want us to think, wait a minute, guys, they want us to think that 2016 President Trump won. 2020, we know that Joe Biden didn't get 81 million votes, right? Come on. I like to say 81 million votes my ass. Guess what? How many more people have woken up between 2020 and now? After COVID, after Ukraine, after Afghanistan, after an open border, we've got millions of Americans who've woken up. We have a massive group of Americans who are ready to vote for our country, and it's going to be massive. But we have to get out and vote, and you got to vote early. I need you to vote early. How many of you are willing to vote early? Awesome. How many of you are going to vote Election Day? Okay, that's fine. We got one. That's fine. I need you to vote early, though. Get your friends out. If you've got 10 friends, get them to vote. If somebody asks you, hey, what's the best restaurant in Tempe? The answer to that is, have you voted and have you voted early? If somebody asks you, hey, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Your answer is, did you vote early? If somebody asks you, what is the best, the best class I should be taking here at ASU? Have you voted and have you voted early? In the next 11 days, our goal is to get people to vote early. We cannot afford a traffic jam on Election Day like we had in 2022. Do you guys realize what happened in 22, right? Nothing worked. The machines didn't work. The printers didn't work. If we wait until Election Day, we're not going to win this. We're not going to save our republic. So we got to vote early. And then we're going to save our country. We are going to secure the border. We're going to stop the invasion at the border. We are going to fully fund our police so we have safe streets, and you guys can walk all through Tempe no matter what time of day or night and not have to worry. And we're going to make sure that we are pushing people who've invaded our country back home to their homeland. Are you okay with that? I thought so. I always say this, we're the most compassionate people in the world here in America. But in order to save our homeland and our loved ones, we got to send these people who invaded our country back to their homeland and back to their loved ones. And we're going to start that in January of 25. The largest repatriation operation this country's ever seen. Somebody said tonight, I was talking to the European media. They asked me, they said, who's going to fill the jobs? All these people who've come in and taken the jobs. I said, you know who's going to, we're going to have Americans fill the jobs? And then we're going to have, you know what, when Vivek's talking about it, we're going to downsize the federal government. Are you okay with that? We are going to have tens of thousands of federal government workers who are out of work, and we are going to usher them into the jobs that are opened up. That's perfect. They're going to have plenty of jobs to find. Guys, our brightest days are ahead of us. I truly believe that. And I want to speak to the people who are 25 years, 30 years, and younger. I want you to dream big. I want you to think of your biggest dream, and then I want you to make it 10 times bigger than that. That is what is available to you when you get out and vote for Donald Trump. We are going to save our country. We're going to get that man in the White House. We're going to get me in the Senate. We're going to save our country. Let's go, Tempe. Let's go, ASU. Vote Republican. Vote, 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 vote. Thank you, Tempe. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now. That's how long I've been on ya. I need you right now. I need you right now. Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Moss tonight. Play secretary, I'm the boss tonight. And you don't give a what they all say, right? Awesome, the Christian and Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore. I ask, cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real anymore? Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now, that has forsaken us. You should be honored by my lateness. That I would even show up to this place. So go ahead, go nuts, go ape. Especially in my pastel on my page. Act like you can't tell who made this new gospel, homie. Take 6 and take this, haters. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now. That's how long I've been on ya. Me like right now. I don't know if you got a man or not, if you made plans or not, if God put me in your plans or not. I'm tripping, this drink got me saying a lot, but I know that God put you in front of me. So how the hell could you front on me? It's 1,000 yous, it's only one of me. I'm tripping, I'm caught up in the moment, right? Cause it's Louis Vuitton dine night, so we gon' do everything the kind like. Heard they do anything for a Klondike. Well, I'll do anything for a blind dyke, and she'll do anything for the limelight. That don't kill me, can only make me strong.